Sports Blitz Live is on the air with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown, Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown,
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Ain't no sunshine out right now. It's cloudy. Not cloudy, just not daylight. I mean, the sun hadn't come out yet, but it will be coming up very soon. We're glad that you joined us out there, wherever it is that you join us, and glad to have JR's and Sunshine Heating and Air as part of our program for many, many years. Boy, there's a lot to talk about. A lot to go through, man. We have. Thanks, Will. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, my hair does not look good. I appreciate the vote of confidence. But anyway, glad to have everybody with us. And man, just a bunch of. We got to get through high school here in the first hour. Man, we had such a great night at the Sportplex last night. I mean, so many things to dive into. First of all, it was homecoming. Second thing, let me just get this out of the way. We worked for 5 or 6 days on a float, and I've worked on many floats. And the thing won finally. The NAS team float won, and there were some great floats, by the way. If you go by the high school and you go look at all of them out there in the front, you know, that's where they park them. And so, yeah, a lot of work, man. Let me send a shout out. There's a lot of guys real quick. I got to do a little bragging on this homecoming. Jeffrey Hamlet is that guy's a worker, man. That guy will build anything. He literally built a house on the front of that float. And I thought, man, in a few minutes you're gonna be able to move in. It was so dang realistic. And
you couldn't have done that, Brett.
No, well, I helped him, and we put real shingles on that thing. I mean, it was just. Shannon Lashley and all the women, like my wife, and I just keep going down the list of so many people. I hate to even bring anybody up because you're going to leave somebody out in the girls, but not just the dance team, but all the floats, all the people that build these floats, man, they were all great. And it's just so much that goes into homecoming. I'd have people come up to us all the time and go, man, I cannot believe what y'all put into this parade. Like most people's parades, you get on back of a trailer and ride around, or you walk through it and that's it. Like these hours and hours put into this float. Now we're going to go break it down tomorrow, destroy it. All that work is just going to be destroyed and taken down. But congratulations to everybody on that. But the parade, it was a beautiful day. So that's kind of where everything got started. And then last night, Randy, I'll turn it over to you, man. We had such a great time in the booth. I had a young lady from Benjamin Russell's media class shadow me yesterday, Faith, and she did such a great job, and she enjoyed everything. She came back last night and was with us, and then, man, what a great reunion of the guys from back in 2000, 2001, 2002. We had 6 or 7 or 8 of them up there with us last night. And you've seen the pictures. I'm sure a lot of people saw the pictures of Clay and Clinton Harrelson and Mario and Patrick and John and Brent Dye and Eric Brock, all of them, man, just such a great night to see all those guys.
Well, it was a great day all the way around. So you're not going to let me just get into the game first. I do want to compliment everyone within the school system on how well all of it went down. And I'll start with that parade, Brett. There's some larger communities in this state, and I'll leave it at that have no idea what a parade is. And we hear it all the time. And there's some of the best football programs in the state, but they don't necessarily understand community spirit that revolves around a lot of old school setups like a downtown parade in an environment like Elliott City. And I'm proud to say that we do and do get it well. And when you see a parade like that, it brings you back to your youth. And look, you know, I'm a history buff, so I've got photos and old memories from Elliott City probably as many as everybody other than Richard Wagner, and a lot of them that I have is because of Richard. So they're from back in the 40s and the 50s, and Brett, it was massive then too.
Oh yeah,
and that was even with Ben Russell having a big parade and Laurel also having a massive parade back then that we've got some old photos from. So it's always been important, not only in Elliott City but around the country. Things like that separate you from other communities and make your community you have a little bit more homey feel to it, Brett. So I'm glad you brought that up to begin with. It is funny to hear you each year complain about that 1 week leading into building that float out, but y'all are always proud of it when you get it done. So good to hear that. But what a great night last night. Saw a lot of old coaches over there. Didn't really have a chance. I was chasing my kids around, so I didn't have a chance to get over there and see as many of them as I wanted to. But Coach Martin was there last night. I saw Coach Lutz and Coach Brooks and saw them in some pictures with some of those guys you just brought up. And homecoming weeks, just like that parade that I talked about, are important in some communities and in others not that important. But glad to say in Elliott City it is important.
Yeah, it is. Homecoming's always special. It started during the week with Clay Harrelson and Eric Brock reaching out to me, texting me and finding me and saying, hey, look, I'm coming back. I got to tell on Clay real quick. I love Clay. And Clay sends me a text Monday or Tuesday. He said, hey, you going to be in town on Friday? And I said, really? I said, really? I said, I know I ain't talked to you in a while, but I'm just going to come right on back and say, I'm going to be in the same place I've been the last 26 years on a Friday night in the fall. And he just laughed about it. And then Eric, good to see him back. And then, of course, a couple guys like Brent and Patrick we see more on a regular basis than some of those other guys. But good to see John Russell. And he had a big night last night, not only coming back to Ben Russell, but the Louisville Cardinals. Knocked off Miami. That's where he played his college football. And he was telling me up there, he's like, hey, my Cardinals are beating Miami right now. And it was in the third quarter. And I said, man, that's awesome. And they ended up winning the game last night, 24-21. So he had a great night all the way around. And so just a fun night. And we're going to dive into the game. But, man, it was a packed house. It was, again, weather-wise, perfect. Pelham was a really good football team that came in and, knew that the Wildcats had a region championship opportunity if they could win the game to go ahead and lock it down. And Pelham did not roll over and just hand that thing to the Wildcats. They had to earn it. So the one positive thing, and we'll dive into the whole game, but again, the Wildcats struggled offensively for 3 quarters. And a lot of that had to do with the stinginess of Pelham's defense, and I think that's good. Coach Johnson talked to me in the locker room before the game about the Helena game a couple of weeks ago, and he said, sometimes you need a game where things aren't clicking and your defense has to come up with a couple scores to kind of show you that, hey, on any given night, it's a total team effort. It's not just we're going to run out here and put up 40 and go to the house. It's not that easy. And, that kind of carried over into last night. But in the fourth quarter, I think we scored 3 touchdowns and we really found ourselves again. It felt like offensively. And so that was a positive thing. Not only did you win the game going away, the score is really not indicative of how the game was for the most part if everybody's just pulling up scores. But then you're able to get back on track with 2 more football games left before you get in the playoffs.
Yeah, and 2 good games. One of them against a very good Chelsea squad this year that they're about 500, but, Brett, they've been in a lot of those other games. So it's a lot like last night. You look up midway through the third quarter and we're up 5 points, 6 points. And
12-7, man.
I'm getting all I want here tonight. And they had a great back. Their quarterback went out, which really hurt them on the offensive side of the ball because he could throw it all over the park. They had a really good receiver. So Pelham keeps having good pieces. We now have the series lead. We played 9 times. We've won 5. They've won 4.
Right.
So it's been this way. And sometimes both teams have been able to get away from the other, and I'm glad it was us last night doing that, Brett. But yeah, it was great to see a lot of the old players there last night, and we love having them back. I want to say that. Sometimes you think if you're out there and nobody thinks of you and doesn't want to talk positive about you, well, I promise you, Brett and I like to talk about the old players as much as we do the ones that we're seeing right now, because they meant a lot to us and they meant a lot to the community. So we can't have enough of you. Reach back out to us. Let us know you're coming. I'll step aside. I don't think I called a single play hardly in the third quarter last night. And I'm sure anybody that was tuning in.
I'm not sure I called a play much in the third quarter.
Well, they had a television broadcast they could tune over to, but it's not every night that you get that many of our best back. And so I was with you and told you that during the broadcast. I said, just keep bringing them up, Brett. Trust me, that game's going to play its way out. People will hear it. We'll get them caught back up when we get back on there. But we gave pretty much an entire third quarter to Brett catching up with 7 or 8 tremendous players that we had in the past. T.O. was the honorary captain last night, stayed on the sideline all night. Just loves the community and loves being around the program, Brett. It's not just this program or this team this year. I mean, he's been around just about all of those 26 years that you've called ball games. He's going to show back up for a game or two, and he doesn't have to. He doesn't ever have to come back if he doesn't choose to. So great to see him out there, and he and Sedarian talking. I'll go into one single play, and then because it's got a little historical value to it, but one single play that stood out to me last night was a goal line play, and Sedarian had been giving it to the corner for about 3 or 4 straight plays. And I'm not saying giving it to him by catching fade patterns over the top of his head or getting inside him and hitting little post routes. And he did do that, though, the series before and caught a touchdown pass. But I'm talking about blocking, Brett. And Sedarian is a very physical wide receiver. He likes, getting after it out there blocking. He is big, but I've seen a lot of big people that are soft as teddy bears. He's not. He plays the game the right way, just happens to play a position that a lot of people don't watch and think, do they play it the right way? Well, we lost Coach Powell this year, and that was a difficult loss. Gary Powell was beloved by all that was ever coached by him, and we had him at a ball game last year, Brett, and so many. I mean, it was like one player after another. There was like 40 to 50 players that went by to get photos with him last year, and I was glad he was able to do that. But that single play reminded me of how many talks T.O.'s given about his Hall of Fame career on his high school coach teaching him to block. And if you didn't block, you didn't play for him. And I saw that in Sedarian last night. He was looking over at the sideline, Brett, going, are we going to run that play? Are we going to run that play? Well, most receivers, that means they're going to throw the football to him. It wasn't for him. He was about to pick this DB and throw him over into the sideline, Daniel Bland style, and walk it into the end zone, and that's what he did. So that was a great moment in the game last night.
Yeah, it was. It's good to see Terrell back. Terrell Owens. I know he's going by both. I know I've called him Terrell forever. So, but Terrell Owens, you can just call him T.O. and everybody knows who he is. But again, looking back, and that homecoming for a lot of people is just a game. And around here, it is an opportunity. Talking to John last night and him saying, man, I watch you guys every week. And so when I was talking to all the guys and asking them their take on what they see in this team, I go, well, I know a lot of them because I watch y'all every week and I know who's done what and all this kind of stuff. But so it just means to take the SEC slogan away. It just means more in some communities, and it means more here in Alexander City because of this program. And I can't remember if it was Brent or Clay or may have been both. He said, talking about the new school and the football program and everything. He said, well, it's leadership. He said, we got great leadership in the school system, and from the superintendent to the principals to, the head football coach now. He said, you got winners all the way around. And when you get a bunch of winners together, things start coming together. And we work really hard around here to do that and to be a cohesive unit that builds a product that people want to be part of. And so a lot of work's gone in the last 2 years. I've gone over, Randy. We got to get the break, and we come back. We'll keep talking about this, and of course we'll get the scores, and there's some crazy scores around the state. All right, everybody, stay tuned. More to come here on the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
Craving pizza done right? Come to Lake Martin Pizza, where flavor meets the lake, with 2 locations, 63 South in Alexander City and Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Grab a 14 or 18-inch specialty pizza or build your own masterpiece. Go half and half your way. In a hurry, stop in for our lunch specials. Hot, fresh pizza by the slice, served daily. We've got more than just pizza. Try our fresh salads, cheesy breadsticks, garlic knots, and sweet cinnamon twists. Lake days, game nights, or family dinners, Lake Martin Pizza hits the spot every time.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Here at Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, we value what truly makes a home a home. And that's why we're proud to offer America's #1 brand of siding and exterior products. James Hardie creates possibilities with an array of colors and textures. We offer the full line of James Hardie products, from Hardie plank to artisan siding and everything in between, giving you, our customer, options to have the best. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Ready for an unforgettable escape? Jump into adventure at Lake Martin, Alabama. From thrilling water sports to peaceful fishing spots, it's love at first bite every time you cast your line. Want more excitement? Catch an event with our vibrant festivals, concerts, and fishing tournaments all year long. And when the sun sets, dive downtown to discover local shops, delicious dining, and warm southern hospitality. Explore Lake Martin, where every moment is an adventure waiting to happen.
Zaxby's birthday cake milkshakes are back. Just in time for Zaxby's 35th birthday, so they're gifting you half-off handcrafted milkshakes. Happy birthday to us all. Zaxby's handcrafted milkshakes. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability. Eligibility may vary.
Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. I'm at JR's every week on Wednesday, shooting the Lake Martin Sports Roundup show, and been doing that one for a long time. And the food's outstanding, as it always is, 27 plus years and counting for JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Chris and Audra, but now Matthew, man. Matthew is the next generation, and he's taking that thing over. I know Audra and Chris are still there, but Matthew becoming more and more the lead person there, and just they keep putting out a great product. So JR Sports Bar and Grill, everybody in this area knows about them, and they eat there frequently, multiple times a week for some people. So they support our communities, not just Alex City, but all of our surrounding communities. I know you feel the same way about them.
I do. I mean, wonderful food, and if it wasn't for that, then you wouldn't have the patronage that you do, but they do. And we've been with them for 20 plus of those years, and hope to be with them many, many more to come, Brett. And but back to last night, great win, 32-7. I almost forgot about that last score when I made a couple of the first posts about the game last night and our players of the game. I think I put 25-7. So that's how much scoring we did in the fourth quarter. It was
right.
You look up the board and it looks like it's a little bit more of a bigger win for Ben Russell than it actually was. It was a tough ball game. Pelham a good program, but never look back on a region championship and not take it all in. You know, I gave this example last night that I thought was great. Was listening to talk radio nationally. Can't even remember which show I was listening to this week, but they talked about Nick Saban during his tenure at Alabama, that when they got to 6 wins on the season, they really celebrated it in the locker room. And you may say, well, that's not their goal. I mean, they're going to win 6 games every year. But no, but there are certain goals that you go after every year. You know, I would say in high school, the first goal is you want to make the playoffs. Second goal is you want to win a region or area championship. And the third goal may just be making the second round, maybe making a third round. Some programs are different, Brett. You know, if you've never been to the second round, just winning a playoff game may be the goal for you. But I thought that was a great example of, you know, embracing all the good moments throughout the year, not just always looking forward, you know, stopping long enough to say, you know, we did something right there. And what we did last night is, there's a beautiful wall over there that we're proud that was painted. Charles Forbes gave of his time many moons ago to help get that thing designed up and painted, Brett. And you and I go out there just about every year and repaint that wall. And over the years, Brian Riddle and Sonny and others have made sure that we had all of the materials that we needed to keep that wall up. Well, there's another number going to go on that wall. That's now 17 region championships for Benjamin Russell after that win last night, and won one back in 23. And I do want to make this quick note that I made on the broadcast last night. There's a lot more than that. The reason it's only 17 for a program that's been in existence over 100 years is because before the playoff era, there was no regions and areas. There was a border. Right. We had the border championship, and Ben Russell won that thing a ton. So you can go back and look at some of those years. It didn't just start in the late 70s, early 80s with us winning championships. No, we've been winning championships since the inception of the program. You don't have as many wins as you do without doing that, Brett. So definitely want to throw that up there, that I wish there was a way to spotlight some of those great teams, but it's hard to go back and pull that kind of information up. There should be that old border area that they had for a long time. I wish there was some history that could be pulled up on that so we could do a better job of highlighting some of those teams.
Yeah, just some numbers for everybody that are watching. 687 wins now in program history. So you're approaching 700 wins in school history. I mean, another milestone that'll be coming up within the next year, you know, through next football season, possibly. Through 104 seasons of football, you've had 77 winning seasons, man. There's not many schools that can say they played that long and have a 64% winning percentage over a century. And again, like you talked about, the first region championship came in 1974, and then 2025 has added the latest. But you're right, there's a lot of things that didn't get counted before, but that just tells you how much winning has been done in this program. It's a top 10 program in state history all time in wins. Going to continue to pile those up with the teams that we have coming up over the next several years and the coaching staff that we have here. So it's exciting, and it's something to be very, very proud of when you run down these numbers and you look at how well you've done over that long of a time. And so, yeah, I just wanted to give those numbers. I know we got to go to break here in just a second, so we'll come back, talk about this game. Some comments here. Tommy said from Clay County, got to say how happy I am for Coosa Central first playoff trip. They won last night over Lafayette. Jerome just said Coosa made playoffs, beat my hometown boys, Lafayette. I talked to their coach this week, for the first time. First of all, let me say sharp. And I know why they're winning now. I know why Coosa Central won the Grid Award for the Chick-fil-A Grid Award was awarded to one of their players. So I'm going to go ahead and take a break. We come back. We'll talk about that again. We always hit all our local teams. So stay with us. A lot more to come here on the Saturday Sports Countdown.
Lake Martin now has a global connection for the best in pre-owned vehicles. The all-new Global Auto Exchange is now open on Cherokee Road in Alex City next to Cazador's Restaurant and is excited to serve Lake Martin with the finest pre-owned car, truck, and SUV selection at the market's most competitive prices and most versatile finance options. Global Auto handpicks all their inventory, and with 4 lots in the region, they have a selection that won't be beat. Whether pre-owned luxury to affordable work truck, Global Auto has the vehicle for you. We reward good credit and can work with challenge credit to get you the ride you want. Visit the all-new Global Auto on Cherokee Road, Alex City for the best selection, pricing, and inventory.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Illiby Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best-kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Illiby Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Illiby Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
What a run, and what a community for football. And Tommy's a key part of that.
No doubt.
You know, it's people like Tommy.
Let me get back from TV real quick, Reen. I'll let you keep going. Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Just kind of going through some superlatives here in the local area and giving some shout-outs to some people that, again, pour their heart and soul into communities. And you know, when you look up, they're synonymous with that community, and they're one of the first names that pops up. I know we talk about Stacy and Prattville all the time. Stacy sent us a note here again about their region, and Prattville now having an opportunity with that loss to that Hoover beating Thompson last night, which we'll get to, gives them a chance to get in the playoffs. But Tommy up there at Central Clay being synonymous with Ashland and Lineville and those communities forever, and being a staple of high school football in that area.
Well, I hate to hear that he's moving on, but he's not moving away from sports. Look, we hope to have him with us until we finish out our tenure with AHSA. But Tommy's got a great gig with Jacksonville State University, and we know his passion's there. And so I'm proud for Tommy, but tough break for that community to lose him as PA, and he's been play-by-play before. He's done just about everything. So a great run and a great community of football, and it's much like the one we bragged on to begin with. There's 2 or 3 around here that I think just do it better than really anywhere that I see in the state. One of them's Opelika, Alabama. I just think that they do football as well as anybody. I think we do. I've always thought that. And anything, I don't care if it was Ashland, Lineville, or now Central Clay. If you want to come and see what high school football is about, you go to those communities, Brett. And one of the reasons that you go are people like Tommy Wood that just love it so much. And one last one that I'll mention, because we did a documentary with them many moons ago. We go to Fife, Alabama to do a documentary on their program. Well, their coach leads us to one person, and he's the Tommy Wood of Fife. And we could not put a mic on him enough, could we, Brett? And,
he made the documentary. If we didn't have that on, what would have got?
He made the documentary. So every community that's great has somebody like him. So great run, Tommy.
Yeah, congratulations, man. You'll be missed over that loudspeaker, I promise you. All right, let's go back and 32-7, Wildcats knock off Pelham last night. The region stacks up like this. Wildcats win the region, Region 3 in 6A at a 5-0 mark. Spain Park now 4-1. Helena 3-2 with a win over Chelsea last night. Pelham is at now 3-3. Chelsea 2-3. Calera 1-4, and Chilton County 0-5. So looks like the region has been set. We know there's one more game for everybody, but Ben Russell, Spain Park, and Helena have punched their tickets. And Pelham, who started off 3-0, now lost 3 in a row. When you look at their schedule, they have they're finished with their games too. So that's their record. So they have Leeds and Fort Payne remaining. So if everything kind of looks like what I'm reading, those are your 4 playoff teams out of Region 3. Ben Russell, Spain Park, Helena, Pelham. Even though Pelham lost that game, when Helena beat Chelsea last night and knocked them out of the playoffs. So we'll see kind of how the rest of these things play out the last couple of weeks. But, hey, look, Spain Park, a very good football team. We knew that game a few weeks ago would be the game that determined this region, and it did. It did play out that way, and the Wildcats won it by 1 point.
Oh, a great football team. I said it, and Brett, when you catch Brett in the middle of a competition, you got to watch the way that you say things to him. And sometimes I don't know if Brett takes that I'm giving a compliment to the opposition or not, but I told him at the end of that game, I said, buddy, this is a game you're going to look back on and be very proud that you won it, because that is a great football team across the way that didn't give us this game tonight. They played good football, and we had to go take it from them at the end. And so it may not be the last time we see Spain Park this year. That's how good I think their quarterback is and all of the pieces around them are. But let's talk on superlatives from our team last night. Our players of the game, first on the offensive side, BJ Bedgood. Proud to see BJ at full speed. He's been hampered by some injuries, and when you look at his stat line, it's not quite to the level that you expect. But I don't think that's a bad thing. We're only halfway really through the year if you take all 15 weeks into consideration, and I think that he's going to have a great close. A lot of touches last night because they were in base package. Their whole goal in life was to not let us get over the top of them, and they did a good job with that.
Right.
But we took advantage of some underneath stuff, and BJ's the one for that. Made plays after the reception, made people miss. I think he's really good in tight spaces, which is going to help him when he gets into the college game, and I just love the way he carries himself. He's a great leader. On the defensive side of the ball, you know, I'm more biased towards this young man than I am some others, just because I've watched him with his younger brother in a gym with me for a lot of his life, and that's Charzell Davis. Charzell's a sophomore. You You know, with Caleb Spivey moving over to Carver before the season, it's given Charzell an opportunity to shine. And he's taken over that defensive end spot. And Brett, he's a thing of beauty out there now. He's 6'2", 285 as a sophomore. In my opinion, and I'll let you kind of add to this, I think he's going to be a top 10 prospect in the state of Alabama as a senior. I think he's only going to get stronger. But I like the way he plays. I mean, he can run. You know, there aren't many Marlon Davidson bodies out there that is quick enough and athletic enough to play on the edge, but also can move down to the defensive tackle role and play that well. And when I watch Charzell play, I think of that, Brett. And that's a player that you work hard enough, you can play in the NFL one day, because those are very difficult bodies and frames and athleticisms to find.
No doubt. I mean, you summed it up with all those guys. But Charzell, look, I'm just going to say it, man. It's a shame we don't have Caleb Spivey on this team this year. Such a integral part of what we were going to have coming on that defensive line. But like you said, he not being here has allowed some of these other guys to take another step. And not that Charzell had to have somebody leave to take another step. We knew he was going to be great, but the whole defensive front and the linebacking core, everybody, this is an elite defense. And Coach Hale does a tremendous job as a defensive coordinator. And Kurt didn't like to talk before the game. So when we were doing our meeting, and Faith and I and Kurt, he's like, I'm just going to be honest, I don't like doing this. And I said, all right, well, you ain't got to do it. And he said, all right, I ain't going to do it. And I said, well, all right, well, who is? Because somebody is going to do it. And he said, I'm going to designate Cody and Michael to do it. And, well, Cody takes off and runs to the booth right when they come out. So that's left Michael to do it. So Faith catches up with Michael every single week before kickoff, and he does a great job, man. Like,
he sure does, yeah.
Enjoy hearing what he has to say before the game starts and kind of sets the tone. And, man, you look at his defensive squads, and I know we got to get to break, but 7, 13, 23, 10, and 7 on the season in 16 gave up that 34 points to Spain Park, who was tremendous. And then gave up 25 to Opelika. But outside of that, it has been tough sledding for teams to score on Benjamin Russell. Benjamin Russell's outscored their opponents 306 to 135 so far this season. So that's where you want to be, man. When you look at how many points you're scoring and not giving up a lot, you're rolling down the right set of tracks. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk more about the game. Then we'll get into these scores because, man, these scores from around the state last night, some crazy results. So stay tuned. A lot more to come here on the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
With football here, Martin's at Lake Martin is ready with the lake's best place for sports, fun, and entertainment. With your favorite teams on over 20 big screens. And Martin's is now open 7 days a week. Monday, trivia night. Tuesday, open cornhole tournaments. Wednesday, free pool. Thursday, our huge bingo night with food trucks. And every Friday and Saturday, live entertainment with food trucks. Sunday, enjoy NFL ticket with hot dogs and chili. This football season, make the best game plan. Go to Martin's on 34 in Dadeville, where every hour is happy hour.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Karma, baby. I mean, I did. I mean, the ball don't lie. I mean, it just don't. And so, all right, here we go. Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. But appreciate all the kind comments that Randy and I get every week. We got several texts last night. Tubbs, appreciate your compliment there. I kind of feel like Elijah. I just enjoy what I do, and I know you do too. And it just kind of comes out in the broadcast. And we have a great team. Let me just say this: we've worked hard. Ryan Fuller at the station and Kane Presley worked their tail off to get this thing. I know it's been frustrating from a broadcast standpoint with some of the connection. It's not because we don't have the equipment. It's not because Elon Musk isn't helping. It's just amazing that in 2025, you just have some spotty situations, but it's because of the quality of product you're trying to put out. I mean, when you look at the broadcast on TV, this is a well-produced HD broadcast. This is not some grainy video camera so a lot goes into that. It takes a lot of bandwidth. I think they have done a great job of figuring that out. So kudos to that. Obviously, you, Randy, been with me for a long time now, and you and I play so well off each other is what makes the broadcast what it is. And then we added Wes several years ago on the stats, and the man really adds so much to be able to go to him and get a drive recap and talk about penalties and who's got this many tackles. And then now we've added Faith on the sideline, and man, she is great down there and she's gotten so much more comfortable just popping in now, and things aren't so staged. And we've got an intern and Sophie that's running the camera, and man, she has done it. I mean, just the whole broadcast. I mean, we just really have worked hard to build a top-notch Wildcat Football Network so everybody can be proud of.
It is a lot of work. I'll brag on Faith real quick. I hope we keep Faith for 30 years, but she's so talented. I just highly doubt it. She's gotten so good throughout the year of getting comfortable on the sidelines, kind of like having Kirk Johnson. Enjoy it while you got it. Yep. Know when you got greatness in front of you, and then let them spread their wings and move on and do even better things, and always can point back and say, but Faith is doing a very good job from my standpoint. I tell my wife this all the time. On my headstone's going to be there lies a guy that lost several years because of audio issues, and I'm so proud that things aren't scratchy and not coming in clear. And those of you that listen at home, you may not know, you're saying, why is he worried about that? Because that is a worry when you go down to the sideline. So we've got that thing dialed in, and I'm proud of that. And so that's great. I wanted to brag on Elijah real quick as we close out our players of the game last night. Elijah had a big rushing touchdown late in the game that got us to that 18 mark. We needed that extra score to go up 2 scores to feel good about it. Felt like we'd win the football game if we could get that. And Elijah comes in and just imposes his will at running back and then at Wildcat quarterback to get into the end zone. But I'm an old defensive football player, Brett. My games were decided on whether I had interceptions or not. And there's a lot of us out there that we may not get the acclaim of some of the offensive players, but there's some defensive stats that mean something to people, like sacks, like tackles for loss, and like INTs, Brett. And Elijah's putting a good number up there right now. He got 2 more last night. That takes him out to 6 interceptions on the season. The school record somewhere between 10 and 12. I know a couple of us that have got 10. I think there may be one that's up to 12. And but he's on pace, if we can play 13 to 15 weeks this season, to exceed that mark. And that's a big number, and that's one that I think that he should be pointing to, because an INT in key parts of the game, Brett, just changes the whole dynamic of football games. I mean,
it's the biggest momentum changer out there.
I mean, when you've got a team that thinks they're taking a big shot down the field and you pick it off and you bring it back 40 or 50 yards and you flip field position, to me, I know I'm biased by that, but I think it's one of the biggest plays in football. And he is getting an innate sense of when he can make breaks on balls back there at safety. So proud for Elijah. I think he's playing great football, and proud for the win last night. Brett, go into some scores, buddy. There's some good ones from last night.
Yeah, absolutely. We're about to get to that. And, again, kind of putting this stamp on this game. This was, be able to lock up the region with a game left. And obviously, I went down and looked. Obviously, we play Chelsea next Friday. So it's over. I mean, unless Chelsea were to upset us, they're not going to make the playoffs. And what I just read off is going to be the teams that make it. So Helena, I know, started off a little rough, but we were impressed a couple weeks ago with them and how they played. And, again, they are getting better. That is not a team you want to go and play as a 3 seed. That team's going to travel to a 2 seed somewhere, and that's not going to be a good draw for somebody. But Helena playing good football. Pelham, even though they lost last night, looks like they're going to get that 4th spot. And then, of course, the Wildcats win it in Spain Park with, 1B. I'm going to give them that much credit. Benjamin Russell's 1A and they're 1B, and the only reason they're 1B is because we beat them by 1 point. So it was very fitting that we do that. All right, we got to take a break for TV. When we come back, we're going to go through these scores. A bunch of them go through some really big games here last night with some crazy results. So stay tuned. More to come right after this.
Two Rivers Lumber Company has a proud heritage in the state of Alabama and is excited to announce we are opening a new facility in the Lake Martin area late 2025. Our company specializes in southern yellow pine dimension lumber, and we plan to employ over 150 in our new community of Lake Martin. Two Rivers Lumber Company is a family-run business with over 45 years of service to the state. And we are happy to become a part of the Lake Martin community and want to wish the best of luck to all area athletic teams in all competitions. Two Rivers Lumber, Lake Martin's newest community partner, coming soon.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week. Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
What makes Zaxby's Giant Chicken Finger Quesadilla so giant? Crispy fingers, sauce, and melty cheese. Zaxby's Giant Chicken Finger Quesadillas. Who's got the sauce?
Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, is looking for the next hometown hero. Hometown heroes could be first responders, public service workers, community leaders, pastors, community volunteers, or anyone who is making a difference in your hometown. Submit your nominations now online at myhscu.com. And if your nominee is selected, they will get a $100 Visa cash card and a certificate of appreciation from Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability. And eligibility may vary.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill, Sunshine Heating and Air. Auburn sucks so bad, we're going to extend high school out a little bit longer. Alabama, and we just don't like Alabama. For all your Alabama fans out there, for the two of us. So we're going to prolong college a little bit longer to get through high school. But we will get to college here in a little bit. But do want to go back, talk about one more thing on the game. You named the players of the game, brought to you by Dark Insurance, and we appreciate Dark every single week for years. And then Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor gives us our play of the game. And we appreciate them as well. But Wes, I let Wes pick the play of the game. He said there were several that you could pick, but he said he thought Carson Spears' punt really swung the game. It was 12-7. We were stuck in a rut. We couldn't get anything going offensively. Carson puts a beautiful punt down the field that hits at the 10, and we're able to go in there and down it inside the 1 yard line. It was a perfect punt. You know, as a punter, that's what you want. You dream of being able to pin somebody inside the 1. And, you know, then their quarterback took a hit in the back of the end zone and went out with an elbow injury. His Faith went over there and checked on that, said it looked like he dislocated his elbow. So he was gone, and they never recovered from that, Randy. They were backed up in their own end zone. It swung field position. And we eventually were able to take care of that field, take advantage of that field position and score a touchdown. And then it was kind of like the downburst. And we scored another one, and we scored another one. So kudos to Carson, man. Like, he had a great hit on special teams last night on kickoff coverage. You know, Carson just kind of does what he's asked to do. And he embraced the role of punter this year, and he's done a really good job in that position. So, you know, Carson's a quiet, unassuming kid, but he goes to work every single day, and he shows up. So, I mean, kudos to him for making that play.
Yeah, a great punt. Always important, flip field position. So many years, you know, that we talked about last night were built by great special teams, and having him play well throughout the end of the year is going to be really key, along with the kicking game all the way around. So Carson got a good-looking number that he's wearing there, looking better out there on the field with that 10 on this year.
Yeah,
I'll throw that out there. And proud for him. And Brett, maybe start there in 7A. I'll start with one game that I was a little surprised with last night, and that's that Auburn and Carver game. Patrick was handing me a phone over to let me look at a score, Brett, and I must be honest, I thought that Carver matchup with Auburn was not a good matchup for them, just from an athleticism standpoint, Brett. But what a win for Auburn last night against the game Carver program. And what that game was for, Brett, was to host the first round of the playoffs, because Central Phoenix City's pretty much taken over the reins of winning that region. But you know, it's important. We've been there many, many times, Brett. You want to make sure you host that first round. So that was a big game in 7A.
Yeah, huge. Auburn destroyed Carver last night. I'm not saying I'm some kind of soothsayer and looking into the future, but I looked at these last 3 games for Carver. I told people they'd be lucky to win one of them. I mean, that's, you know, they got off to a great start, but that kind of tells the tale. This isn't the best Auburn team that we've seen, and for them to just take it to Carver.
What was the final score there, Brett?
41-7.
Wow.
So, wasn't even close. All right, here, how about this one? The king of Mobile has been knocked off. Baker knocked off Mary Montgomery 43-28 last night. very surprised with that score. Really shocked at how that one played out. But Baker has been a team that in a program over the last several years that it's a force to be reckoned with. But Mary Montgomery's kind of been the class down there for the last several years. Lose that one 43-28, so a big win for Baker there. How about this one? And it's gotten away from Opelika this year. Central Phoenix City 42, Opelika 6. They just offensively cannot find any points and have struggled offensively for the last 3 weeks.
Well, I said this last night, and I don't mean it in a negative way towards anybody in my family or yours or anybody else. But, Brett, when you get multiple quarterbacks down with injury, good luck dealing with that. I mean, we've had moments in the past where our backup quarterback, man, if you forced him to throw a 15-yard pass, it wasn't possible.
Right.
The only thing he was there for was for scout team handing it off left or handing it off right. And that was our backup quarterback.
Right.
So you get some of these programs, and when you end up with a 9th or 10th grader in there, and I think that's happened at a lot of programs out there. It makes it very, very difficult. Not every 10th grader's Kingston pre-year. He ain't normal. Man, he's not kind of normal.
If there's ever one that you stop, remember when I was talking about Tyree back in the day and everything, you better stop and soak this guy in. This don't come around but once a generation.
That's right.
To see a kid that has the technique and
so you start looking at some of these scores and you're going, what happened? Well, look, I tell you what happened. Injuries happened, and when injuries happen, seasons can go down the tube. I think of your senior year, Brett. We were off to an amazing start, and we end up with 3 of our starting 5 offensive linemen in Elliott City, Alabama, went out with season-ending injuries. And we're about 7 or 8 games in, and I don't know how much y'all know about Elliott City, but we don't grow linemen very good. I mean, I don't know what it is, something in the water. We can't grow them. They're not down in the youth right now. If you can find me about 4 or 5 that you can send my way, I'll take them. We'll do anything we can to get linemen. But when you lose 3 or 4 of them, hell, there ain't nothing you can do. Where are you going to come? They're not over there on the sideline. So I kind of feel for these programs that you think that you're taking a downswing, but all it is just really, really bad luck and losing some key players. So, and I suspect some of these scores you're going to run down is going to be that, Brett.
Yep, they are. We'll keep rolling. Enterprise over Jag 42-6. Davidson over Foley 25-7. Dothan knocks off Smith Station 48-14. Hewitt Trussville over Oak Mountain was a little bit tougher than they thought, 36-21. Hewitt Trussville, man, ever since they got ranked number 1, they've struggled. Man, they just, no offense to anybody in the Hewitt Trussville area.
That region's a gauntlet.
But it just, for Hewitt every year, man, they just cannot sustain. And I know they won the game, but, they got to number 1, then they dropped 2 in a row. Here's the crazy score of the night. Hoover knocks off Thompson 33-30. I believe Thompson scored with 1.5 minutes to go in the game. A Trent Seaborn pass. It was a wrestling match in the corner of the end zone. The officials had to come over and decide if Hoover picked the ball off or if Thompson caught the pass. And they finally gave the touchdown to Thompson, and I'm sure Hoover was like, well, here we go. I mean, we can't catch a break. Well, they just calmly come down the field and line up for a 55-yard field goal to win the game, and he nailed it as a walk-off as time expired to beat Thompson 33-30. So Thompson has lost some heartbreakers this year. But Hoover, that says more about Hoover saying, look, we're on the way back. They knocked off Hewitt Trussville a couple of weeks ago, and now they've knocked off. And they were, hey, here's the deal. If Hoover had lost that game last night, and I think and Prattville beat Hillcrest, so this would have happened. Prattville knocked off Hillcrest 38-31 in overtime. If Hoover would have lost to Thompson last night, they'd have missed the playoffs the first time in 20 years.
Oh, it's got to be more than 20.
I think it's 20 plus.
No.
Like that.
I'll tell you the last time Hoover missed the playoffs was your senior year in high school. That's way more than 20 years ago. That's the last time I remember them missing the playoffs. Now, you got to go back. You can't just bring something like that up and not go back and check it. I'm almost certain.
I'm just saying that scenario would have played out if they don't hit that field goal.
I think it's 31 years ago is the last time they didn't make the playoffs, which was your senior year in high school. I could be wrong there, but I'm almost certain with that.
Now, I think they've had a year or two sprinkled in there. Like, did they not?
They may not have been championship caliber, but they ain't had a year or two they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, true. Well, bottom line is Prattville shocks Hillcrest Tuscaloosa in overtime, 38-31. I know we got to get to break, but that scenario would have played out. If they don't kick that field goal, then Hoover would have, whatever streak, we'll try to pull it up. Somebody knows, throw it out there to us. We're going to take a break. Come back. We'll finish up scores. Stay tuned. A lot more to come right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open, located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area, and they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all: Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Now that we're back on TV, Dr. Reyes comes back and says that Hoover missed the playoffs back in 1999 with a 7-3 record. That was Rush Probst's first year as head coach. So, and that was the 4th year of a 4-year playoff drought. So they had been on a 4-year playoff drought. And then, obviously, look at what they've done since then.
Yeah.
Had that scenario that would have played out last night with Prattville beating Hillcrest if they don't pull that win off. So a big win for Hoover there, knocking off Thompson. Hey, what about Prattville? 38-31 over Hillcrest. Big win for them.
That is just making the playoffs and giving some positive momentum in that program. I do think Bobby Carr will get it done, Brett. I believe that. I think that he's the right person for the job there in Prattville.
Right.
You know, dealing with all that you deal with in today's high school game, you can like it or dislike it, but you've got to have a coach that people find their way to.
Right.
You can say, I don't like that. Well, you don't know what's going on in football. And, you know, we see it, up close and personal every Friday night with parents and players that find coaches that they just embrace and know that they're going to raise their kids the right way. And I don't care what it takes. I'm going to make sure my kid's with that guy. And I understand it, completely understand it. And as transient as we are out there, you better have one that people want to come to. So I think Prattville's going to get things going in a positive direction. I do. So any little win like this is good momentum for them, Brett.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's slide down to 6A. Obviously, we've been talking about Benjamin Russell. They knock off Pelham 32-7. It was Clay Chaltville over Oxford 40-16. Clay Chaltville just continues to roll. Oxford has struggled this year. It's very odd how much Oxford has struggled with the program they had last year. I think were they third round, fourth round last year? Very deep into the playoffs. And Sam Adams, the coach up there, and just how great of facilities they have and just the pride in their program. But they're just on one of those down years. It happens in every in every community. Fort Payne over Hazel Green 38-12. Hartselle, a very close football game against a very good Jasper team, 17-14. Hartselle knocked off Jasper. Helena 21-9 over Chelsea. Randy, that was that was probably the nail in the coffin for Chelsea, as we talked about.
Well, that's a very good defensive team for Helena. Joseph Roberto was our Central State Bank Shelby County Athlete of the Week this past week, as he had 20 tackles last week, Brett. That last name's been an Achilles heel when you play that Helena program for many, many years. And so not surprised with that score, as good as the defense is for Helena.
Yeah, Helena, again, not a team that anybody wants to see, I promise. Homewood knocked off Parker 35-28 last night. So Homewood knocks off Parker. That's a big deal. Homewood's playing good football, man. They're kind of going under the radar. People aren't really talking a lot about Homewood, and that, Parker had their sights set on repeating as a state champion in 6A, and I definitely think they can. But there's going to be some teams that have something to say about it.
Well, Homewood's one of those programs that you better not let them get going too good. A lot of tradition, great environment there. Very tough place to play if you have to go there in the playoffs. So I'll leave it at that. So let's just stay away from that place as long as we can. If we're going to play Homewood, I'd rather play them at a neutral site. I'd rather play them in Afghanistan. I'll play Homewood anywhere but Homewood. There's been very few places in my life I feel like gets a home field advantage more.
Well, their name is home. Their name is home.
It's home, and that must be the name of the officials organization. I'll leave it at that.
Stay at home. Mountain Brook over Huffman 43-0. McGill Tulane knocked off St. Paul's 48-29. I was a little surprised by that. Pell City's playing good football, man. Pell City 24, Pinson Valley 21. I know that's the last game for Central Clay coming up. They have one more game, and then they have the last week off. But Central Clay will have to end with Pell City. And so that'll be a big test for them. They've kind of cruised here since they lost to Benjamin Russell. And I know they had a close one against Elmore County, but they took care of business last night. We'll get to that in a minute. Stanhope Elmore, 47-26 over Hobeth. I want to go back and get Tony's comments. I told him I would. But Tony said, never thought to see the day that a scout from Texas would be on the sideline. At Stanhope, D. Barnes delivered. He had 378 yards rushing last night with 5 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns from beyond 50 yards. So Hunter Adams and his crew down there obviously have a tremendous tailback there in D. Barnes and able to get things going down there and turning Stanhope back around to a program that has a lot of winning tradition as well.
Yeah, I've always had premier talent coming out of Stanhope. I mean, you're going to get skill guys on top of skill guys, and they can grow them the right size over there. I mean, always great lines of scrimmage play, too, for Stanhope. So proud for them. Expect to see them in the playoffs this year.
Oh, yeah. Theodore over Gulf Shores, 20-14. Wetumpka knocked off Park Crossing 41-6, and Saraland over Murphy 55-0, and Spain Park over Calera 42-13. That's your 6A scores. Into 5A. Charles Henderson over Headland 16-7. Central Clay knocks off Beauregard 46-7. And so Central's, they had that region locked up for a while, but just kind of cementing that. Elmore County with a 35-3 win over Marbury. Gunnersville over Boaz 34-17. Leeds over Centerpoint 21-7. Montgomery Catholic getting better, 49-7 over Greenville. I think they've won 3 maybe in a row, so they're getting better. Moody over Springville 55-7. Ramsey over Birmingham Carver 34-6. Scottsboro over Arab 28-7. Shelby County over Selma 38-14. UMS Wright over Alberta 34-6. Valley over Hopewell 46-14. And here's the shocker in 5A. Williamson knocks off Viger, and it's not really a shock. I mean, Williamson right there with Viger, but they had to go to overtime, beat them 22-14 in overtime.
Probably the 2 best teams in 5A. I think Moody's a slight step back, and I think Central Clay, you don't want to play Central Clay in the playoffs. I mean, they can beat any of them. But I think those 2 teams probably the most talented teams in Class 5A, and so I bet that was a great one to be involved in.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And we go down to 4A, get some scores here. Just going to select a few. Booker T. Washington over Bullitt County, 25-18. Hanley over Talladega, 55-6. Jackson over W.S. Neal, 30-7. Madison Academy over St. Paul Catholic, 48-29. Pleasant Grove over West Blockton, 14-3. Tallahassee knocks off St. James 13-7. I think that gets them in the playoffs. So Coach O'Neill, it's been a little bit of a struggle. Like you talked about, Randy, lost their quarterback at the beginning of the season. And so they offensively have not been able to produce the numbers. But St. Michael Catholic, the team to watch for now in 4A, 50-13 over Pensacola, Florida. So going down into the state of Florida and getting a massive win there over Pensacola, just a great program that Phillip Rivers has put together, and his son Gunnar Rivers there leading the charge. They knocked off Jackson a few weeks ago. This is the team maybe this year that can get over the hump. We'll see.
Well, he's got 10 more coming after him. So if they don't win this year, his other 10 sons and grandsons and they are going to have a run down there as good athletes and great at coaching as he's going to provide for those kids. We'll be talking about that for the next generation.
No doubt about it. All right, we're going to take a break. We come back 3A through 1A, and we'll wrap up high school. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City. Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard, Montgomery, or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Everyone to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. All right, a couple more classifications to go through. Actually, 3. You want to go through 3A through 1A. And 3A is interesting because they got some really good teams in the private school area. And then we had some meetings, and we didn't, but there were some meetings in Montgomery this week, regarding private schools. We don't know really what came out of all that, but there'll probably be some shifting around, some things coming down the line. I don't know what that looks like, maybe around playoffs. I don't think it'll happen for this next classification because the numbers are in now, and the classifications will play out the way they are for the next 2 years, and then maybe some changes coming down the line. But regardless of that, a lot of private schools in the 3A classification because of where they land. Alabama Christian over Slocum 35-14. Bayside Academy over Excel 35-7. Cottage Hill Christian 20-0. That's where Shadarius Tootle is. Knocks off Monroe County 20-0. Some local teams. Dadeville gets in the win column. They knock off BB Comer 26-0. Probably should knock off Childersburg next week, and that'll give them 3 wins over Beulah. Again, Childersburg and BB Comer, which would get them into the playoffs with a 3-7 record if they're not to win that last game out of region. But again, still, when the record wasn't there, a lot to play for Dadeville, and I know that's what Chad told his team. Said, look, I know it doesn't look good, but we've been in really close games and we hadn't been able to get over the hump. And now you got an opportunity to make the postseason, and they got to get one more win, but they can, I think.
Well, they did it last year, and they played well when they got there, and they get better as the season moves on. And look, building the program back up. We've seen Dadeville do this before, and when things turn in a positive direction, they turn strong in Dadeville, Alabama. So it's going to happen, just a matter of when.
Glenwood over Lee Scott. That was a battle of 2 teams that came over together out of AISA a couple years ago into HSA, and Glenwood knocks off Lee Scott, and I think that solidifies the region for Glenwood again this year. So that's 2 years in a row that they've been in AHSA and they've won the region. Knocking off their rival there in Lee Scott 20-7. Martinsville Bible over Colbert Heights 55-0. Montgomery Academy over Prattville Christian 46-6. Piedmont over Weaver 69-21. Randolph County over Childersburg 42-6. Thomasville over Dallas County 51-6. And let's see, that wraps up 3A. Now down to 2A. And again, just kudos to Central Coosa. 26-13 winners over Lafayette last night. Going to get them in the playoffs. Very impressed with their coach. Very impressed with what they've been able to build back up. I know they're proud over there in that community.
Should be. They've got the numbers up on participation. That's always been a problem in Coosa County. And when they get them out and when they get them pulling in the same direction with that sport, they've always been able to put a good product out there, but that's been few and far between in my lifetime. So great win, and they've got some great talent, and it's some young talent, Brett. I think they're positioned to be really good for the years to come.
All right, Coosa Christian over West End, 55-0. Fife over Holly Pond, 54-14. GW Long over Providence Christian, 36-30. Lynette over Horseshoe Bend, 61-6. Lynette going to win the region, knocking off Reeltown a couple of weeks ago. Reeltown had the night off last night, so they'll get back into play. But Reeltown will be the 2 seed. But Randy, more of the story this year, Horseshoe Bend I know it's obvious as the nose on your face was giving up way too many points and can't score anything. That's not the formula. That's the formula that you can't have in football, and just can't find any points anywhere.
Well, a little surprising. This was a team that got to 6 wins last year.
Right.
Got into the playoffs. Coach Phillips had them going in a positive direction, but in some of these communities, if you lose a senior class, and it may not be the skill player, but it may be the lines of scrimmage. It may be the guys that are making a majority of the tackles on the defensive side of the ball. And when they're gone, buddy, there's no replacements for them. So really difficult year. I can't think of a more difficult year for Horseshoe Bend in a long time. It's been a rough one for sure. But this is a great Lynette team. Lynette's taken a step back for the last 6 to 8 years since Coach Story left. It may not have been quite that long, maybe 4 or 5 years, but tremendous talent and a great football community, Brett, and they can win a state championship. They've already won a number of them over the years, and so I look forward to seeing them. I hope we get a chance to see them a little later in the season.
Yeah, I think so. Playing great football right now. Wadley had the night off last night. Maplesville knocked off Keith 56-0.
They're going to play each other.
A team that's close by, wins over Woodland 63-13. Leroy over Fruitdale 56-0. So there's some scores there in 1A, but again, like we say every week, it seems like it's a 2-horse race in 1A between Wadley and Maplesville, and we'll see if anything plays out any differently.
They're going to play each other. I mean, Leroy may shock somebody. It'd be a massive shock. But I think those two teams are far and away the 2 best teams, and I think Wadley High School may have one of the best 1A football teams the state's ever generated. I mean, they are way better than anybody else, and even when they move up in classification and play teams in 2 and 3 and 4A, they beat their brains in too. So it's not just Jarquez Wilkes, and he is special. He's by far one of the best low classification players we've produced here in the state. Sammy Coates is one I can think back to that you and I called many moons ago in Class 2A at the time for Leroy. But this team is good all the way around, and so tip your hat to Wadley.
Yep, and that's going to wrap it up for high school. Obviously an extended amount of time, but a lot to talk about there, and coming down to terms now here in the state. A couple more weeks left in the season, and then we'll be in the playoffs, and then it gets really, really fun. But we got another minute here before we go to break with TV, so we'll slide over, start talking about college, and again on tap, it's a big weekend in the SEC. This is an exciting weekend of college football. The 3rd Saturday in October, obviously Alabama and Tennessee, but a boatload of other really good games. Last night there was already a shocker with Louisville knocking off Miami, and number 2 team in the country goes down on a Friday night, and Carson Beck didn't play very well, but Coach Brom doing a great job at Louisville, and we had a former Louisville Cardinal in the booth with us last night, John Russell, and he was talking about that. But a big win for Louisville and a very disappointing loss. It seems like that finds Mario Cristobal every year. A game that he lays an egg, whether it be lose to Georgia Tech because you fumble the ball 14 times and don't make a tackle on the last play of the game. It's just always something. It seems like with Mario Cristobal in a game where they let it just baffling get away from you.
Well, barring them just falling flat on their face the remainder of the season, I mean, they're still in a good spot to make the playoff. Excuse me, Brett. And with that being said, I mean, Miami is a program that's been really out of the limelight for the most part of 2 decades, and they've had little moments where they put really good teams together, but I think this is the best one, Brett. So I don't think that in today's college football that's the end of the world to lose a close ball game.
Oh no, it's not. No, not with the playoffs.
It used to be. It used to be a nightmare when you'd lose one like that. It was like everything fell on you on one night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, we're going to take a break. Stay tuned. A lot more to come here on the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
This spring and summer, make your land, farming, lawn, and landscaping needs have zero risk and 100% success with Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. With 0% financing on all our Mahindra tractors, many with up to 84-month terms. Our inventory of Mahindra tractors and farm implements is beefed up, and more are coming in daily. We also have extended 0% terms on Spartan mowers to handle your mowing needs with the best and zero-turn mowers priced to move. At Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, your authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer. L&M Pawn and Gun, located in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, is East Alabama and West Georgia's complete gun, tactical, and pawn shop. It invites the region to shop over 500 firearms in stock, on the floor, and ready for sale at the market's best values. At L&M Pawn and Gun, we specialize in all tactical guns, equipment, and parts, including AK-47 and AR-15s. Specialized parts for tactical guns as well as suppressors and other parts you can't find anywhere. L&M Pawn and Gun has it all in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, or shop online, lmpawnandgun.com.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound TVs. Rejoice! Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. For any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Back everyone to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. A couple more segments left in the show today, and we'll get you started for some college football out there. Big games in the SEC this weekend, and you look at it. You know, Alabama, Tennessee, LSU, Vanderbilt. First time Vanderbilt has been favored since 1978. Can you believe that?
In this series?
In this series, but 1978.
No, I'm not shocked by that at all. I mean, hell, when would Vandy
be favored? Period, Randy. It may be favored. Period. I don't know.
No, there's no way. No, it's got to be against LSU. I mean, Vandy's had teams that they've been favored by. There's been some bad SEC teams over the years. Hell, they've been favored against us, I'm sure, a few times during that stretch, as bad as some of the teams we've had. So it's got to be against LSU.
I saw that graphic this week. It may be. I don't think it is, though. I may be wrong.
Like favored in what? Like in an SEC game, or
probably SEC game.
I'm about to say I don't know what you're meaning by that.
Favored in an SEC game. Favored in an SEC game since '78.
I
Who
can't
would that
believe
been favored over?
Oh,
who has Vanderbilt been favored over? Who would you pick?
Well, we've had some Auburn teams.
When we got beat, we were upset. We were upset. They didn't have them as a 5.5 point favorite over Auburn when we lost.
They're going to be favored over.
A dang egg.
They're about to be favored over.
Well, I'm not saying the future. I'm saying what happened.
It's got to be LSU.
I'll pull it up. I saw the graphic. Let me see if I can find it. I'll pull it up. But yeah, keep going. Since we're talking about great football and fun times. But LSU going in to Vanderbilt is an underdog. So
yeah.
Okay, first time they've ever been been favored versus a ranked opponent. All right, since 78. Thank you, Justin, for clearing that up for both of us. Yeah. So first time they've been favored versus a ranked opponent since 1978. Well,
I can see that. I mean, there's been some terrible SEC teams to go along with Vandy over the years that they've been favored against.
They've been the bottom dweller, though, historically, though.
Yeah.
They've been at the bottom. So, but looking at these games, again, we're going to get to the two here in state. Oklahoma at South Carolina. This is a game that I would say I could see South Carolina slip it up winning this game. I mean, John Mateer, he obviously anywhere close to 100% with that thumb. He showed that last week. They got to go to South Carolina. I know South Carolina's been a disappointment, but, this is the kind of game that South Carolina would rise up and win.
Yeah, and I think it's a pretty good South Carolina team. I mean, they've not continued the strong play that we saw at the end of last year through this season, Brett. But even with that being said, I think they're coached well. I think it's just a little bit of a down cycle. I'm not jumping off the ship if I'm a South Carolina fan right now, like I am with some of our other programs, including Auburn. So we'll see how it plays out. But I think you're right. I don't think I said it after Auburn lost to Oklahoma. I don't think that's a great Oklahoma team. I might be proven wrong, but I don't see it.
No, I don't either. I mean, I think defensively they're pretty good, but offensively they lack a lot. For sure. All right, Texas A&M at Arkansas. They won't play a neutral site game. It's back to home and home. Texas A&M is 6-0. I mean, they just quietly there at number 4 in the country is the best they've been since they've been in the SEC outside of the Johnny Manziel year. But Arkansas kind of rejuvenated with Bobby Petrino.
Yeah.
Could be an interesting football game.
Any game against them the remainder of the year is much tougher than I felt like it would have been a couple of weeks ago.
100%. And they got a great quarterback. They got a good quarterback.
And they played well last week, especially offensively.
Well, Green's the guy, man.
I think it's a big game today. I think that Arkansas is still trying to prove something, and Coach Petrino wants that job for the duration. He needs to prove that he can even do it in the middle of a season when things weren't going well. And so all of those games with them are worth watching.
Mississippi State goes to Florida. Mississippi State yet to get an SEC win, but they're 4-2 on the season. Florida's 2-4. If Florida loses in the swamp to Mississippi State, you can just go ahead and that'll be it for Billy Napier.
Yeah, they'll fire him today, and he won't even make it till Sunday, I don't think.
No,
if they lose that game. And look, we got a couple of those coming up today that shall be interesting.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Texas at Kentucky, nobody cares. Ole Miss at Georgia could be interesting. Ole Miss 6-0 and knocked off Georgia last year. This is not a great Georgia team. It's not. They're 5-1.
No, that's not a very
No, they're not.
I agree.
They're not a very good. It's not a very good offense for sure.
If Lane Kiffin is going to take the next step with that program, it's games like today where I think clearly they are a way better offensive team than Georgia. Like clearly, got to find a way to not let Georgia impose their will, and I think that it's the day to do that. So, I think this is a much better Ole Miss team all the way around, but it's a Georgia program that doesn't know how to lose football games like this. We've been over, and when you got teams at home, you tend to play much better, and so we'll see how this plays out. That's going to be a great game.
Yeah, it is going to be a great game. Number 5 Ole Miss versus number 9 Georgia. And then finally, LSU Vanderbilt. LSU, number 10 in the country, doesn't really feel like it. Their fan base doesn't have a little bit of a swagger that they're a top 10 team right now, because I think they know deep down inside that they've got some chinks in the armor. But Vanderbilt, going into Vanderbilt, I told Faith this week on the podcast, not only are they going to put a statue up for Diego Pavia, they're going to put it in the middle of the field. So when you go in the future to Nashville, you're going to have to play around that statue. It's going to be part of the field of play. So they're not going to put it outside and put it in the middle of the field, but that's what he's done for this program.
We'll see how they do the remainder of the season. Watching Vandy play, feel like they're very well coached, and Pavia is a really good college quarterback. Not sure he's a pro, but I think he's a great college quarterback. So that's a big game. Any of these games where Vandy's trying to take a step forward are big games. And so it's no longer the place you go in and win by 40, I can tell you that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We got about 30 seconds. I'll answer your question here, Justin, since we're going into a break. So did y'all see Ohtani's highlights from last night? Yeah, I did. Why didn't we load up on his cards? The reason why, Justin, because I was afraid he's going to go to jail. And it's still up in the air whether he ain't going to, even though he's a great player. He's in so many nefarious things that he goes, well, I didn't know about that. I didn't know my agent was doing all that. Like he's got some stuff, but no, he's a phenomenal player. It takes nothing away from his game for sure. But yeah, they sweep on into the World Series and see if the Dodgers, who they'll play. It'll either be the Blue Jays or the Mariners. They're still trying to figure that out. All right, let's take a break here on the show. We'll come back, a couple more segments left here on the Saturday Sports Countdown.
Thunderbolt Lightfoot at Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama is looking to see you today. Now, let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's, Highway 49 South in Dadeville. 256-825-4827.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Alex City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SEC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dadeville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
2025 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World. '25 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. A couple more segments left in the show today. Flip over and talk about Auburn. And looking at this game, it started off Auburn favored in this game, and then obviously money line has flipped. Missouri now a 1.5 point favorite. But, you know, we've talked about it on the podcast this week. This is Missouri team's played every single game at home so far this year. It's very similar to Auburn last year. If you remember the start of the season, you just had all those home games. Like, what? That's crazy. And then, but Missouri 5-1, really hadn't played anybody. That's the thing when you look at the stats. You know, they've got one of the best running backs in the country, if not the best, in Ahmad Hardy. But they played Central Arkansas. They played Kansas, Louisiana. The South Carolina win doesn't look as impressive as we thought it would be, like at the beginning of the season. They played UMass, and then they lost to Alabama, and they played a really good game. Now, they had a couple of errors in that game, but Prebula threw a couple very untimely picks in that game, one being right there at the end with the ball with a chance to go down at least kick a field goal to tie it. But I had all those games at home. They'll go on the road for the first time tonight. So be Bo Prebula's first road start. Even though Auburn's terrible, it is a hard place to go in and play if it's your first start. But again, I think that's why you see the point spread so close. Auburn has played terrible. Obviously, offensively, it's been atrocious. But the defense has played pretty dang good for 2 years. And I don't think that'll change tonight. I think that's why you saw all of our predictions this week be 20-17, 17-13, 17-14. That type. I wouldn't be shocked by a score like that. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how it all plays out. But Missouri rolls in with a chance here to get a big SEC win on the road.
Just have no feel for this Auburn team from an identity standpoint. So much turmoil going on in the background, especially with Damari Alston deciding to leave the program this week. You can say that he was let go, but at the end of the day, with the way that the season was going and how many opportunities he was getting at running back, walks in and says he'd like a red shirt and hang in with the program and still work with the scout team and work out. And Hugh Freeze at the end of the day goes, no, I mean, we're going to go ahead and let you go. So that's a tough look. It's the captain of the football team chosen by his teammates. A lot of teammates come to his defense on social media that he's a good guy. So we started the week with that, Brett. One press conference after another. And I know you know this because you're in there asking some of the questions at these press conferences. A lot of the same answers that we get. So until Auburn proves that they're willing to stick to something that works, like running the football with Jeremiah Cobb or giving another quarterback another look, going away from something that's not working, then I don't know how much to add to this offense. I love the way we're playing defensively. I think we've got some really good pieces coming on defensively. Melendez, I thought last week was a really bright spot to this football team, and Atkins just a super linebacker and a great get in the portal this past season, Brett. So can't say enough good things about the way that we're playing on the defensive side, but not much to add to the offensive side until things change.
Yeah, nothing to add. Not anything to add. There's no continuity at all. There's no identity. You can go down the line. I will say this: like the situation kind of has that Hugh Freeze has created kind of spurred on what happened with Damari Alston. And I don't know what the right answer was there. You know, when a kid comes to you and says he wants to redshirt and stay in the program, and you know, I don't know that that's to let him hang around if he's going to be there as a team captain and not play. Now, again, I'm not giving him I'm defending him in the fact that he hasn't been utilized correctly. I know he's been banged up, and it has probably been disappointing that he hasn't played as much. But, you know, when you're on a team, I guess you're still part of a team. And, you know, from an image standpoint, I guess Hugh Freeze is like, well, what do I do here? You know, do I let the guy just keep hanging around, even say that he's opting out, but he's going to hang around the team? I mean, I don't know what the right – it's such a weird situation for a guy to come and ask for that and say, hey, I do want to hang around and still work out and do the things I need to do, but I'm not going to play. And it's like, well, from a coaching standpoint, take out Hugh Freeze's troubles since he's been at Auburn. What is he supposed to say? Yeah, just come on, hang out the complex and, you know, go in there and work out and, you know, hang out at practice, whatever, but we don't have you to rely on it. I don't know, man. I think you either stay part of the team or you don't. And I know it sucks that for him, he hasn't been able to have a season like he wanted to have, but, you know, just the way it goes sometimes. And, you know, if you're in, you're all in. If you're out, you're out. I don't know what the right answer is.
No, I don't think there is one. I can see both sides.
I can too.
I think Hugh Freeze made the right decision by, you know, if you want to go, just go ahead and go. I'm all for that. And Damari, when you look at the chances he gets, and you can only imagine what he's been told to keep him around over the last couple of years, and if some of the things that you're telling these players doesn't come to fruition, then you end up in situations like this. So don't have a good answer for it. It's a tough look, though, but it's 5 seasons of tough looks. That's all I can tell you. I've been right there. I'll be there again tonight. Brett, you'll be right there again tonight. The Auburn faithful just keep coming out in support and keep giving. And
that was the stat of the week for me, 19 straight sellouts.
I'm not surprised. I mean,
how many more kicks to the teeth can you take?
I don't know. I agree with
before it starts, before the stands. Again, I go back, and I know this is kind of tongue in cheek, but when you decide to stay home and clean your gutters out rather than get in the car and go to Auburn.
Well, we've been there, you know, and trust me, you know, Justin asked, will I be there tonight? I'm going to be there tonight, but there have been years past where I go, I can't put myself through that. And I tell you what, I talked to two guys last night, said, went last week, can't make myself do it tonight. And
I get it. No, I get it. I'm telling you right now, and you know me, if I were not working today.
Oh, there's no way you'd be there.
No way. If I were not working this game today, I mean, Faith and I were walking out of the stadium last night after our game at Ben Russell. She said, all right, well, I'll see you tomorrow for another exciting. I mean, it just is not. It just shouldn't be this way. It just really should not be this way. But it is, and you know, it is what it is. All right, Shaker Jack said Damari wanted to stay on the scout team so he could get paid. Him and his street agent owe us money back now for not fulfilling their side of the contract. Now, there is some. I mean, I've heard a lot of that. There's some issues there on the NIL thing and the collective, and I know that was one of the things that they said Freeze said is like, it's not just as simple as saying I'm just going to stay on the team because I can get paid. I mean, there's, you know, you're not contributing anymore. You're not fulfilling your end of the bargain. If he's not going to play, then that probably is a default in what he signed to do. I don't even know what you can sign. You're not a contract employee. So whatever the agreement was, I'm sure there was a default in that. So they're trying to figure all that out. So it's crazy.
Well, there's not a signed contract, is there?
Not legally.
Well, I'm telling you what I'd do. That'd be the end of that. I mean, like, if you walk and there's no signed contract, then unless
you sign something independently with a collective outside of Auburn University. Saying again, I think that's where the sticky wicket is. You can't sign a contract with the school, but you can probably sign contracts with Randy. If you got somebody to work and represent one of your businesses, then you're probably going to sign them to a contract and hold them accountable. Yeah, Shaker Jack said he signed a deal with On to Victory. So, I mean, that's my point. You know, if you sign a deal with somebody and then there's obligation saying you got to do this or you got to maintain this status to continue to get this, or else you're in default, then yeah, there is some legalities there. It's crazy.
I wish I had an answer for how all of this works, but I can't get my head around it. It's such a crazy day.
Everybody wanted this, man.
Well, no, I don't think anybody saw what was to come with these collectives. I didn't. You and I were explained the very first year. We were explained as well as you could possibly explain it from one that was helping put it together for Alabama. I'll leave it at that.
Hey, let me take a break for the final thing so we can get back and get out. But, yeah, just keep going here when we get back. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
If you're tired of the same old, and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open. Located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area. And they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all. Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
Russell Medical Total Fitness is ready. Are you? Do you have arthritis? They can help. Pilates are for everyone. Ask them about the Silver Sneakers program. Get moving in a class now, or if you prefer, personal training on land and water are available. They have invested in new equipment for you. Invest in yourself with a dedicated and knowledgeable staff. Call today, 256-329-7623.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care open 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Zaxby's birthday cake milkshakes are back. Just in time for Zaxby's 35th birthday, so they're gifting you half-off handcrafted milkshakes. Happy birthday to us all. Zaxby's handcrafted milkshakes. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
One bad decision after another. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Last segment here on the show, and we appreciate all of you that tune us in. Hey, we want to thank everybody for subscribing to our YouTube channel. If you haven't done that, please go out there and do that. Hit subscribe, hit like. It helps us out. A little plug after the game tonight. Faith and I will be on for the Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine post-game show. We had a record this past Saturday. It was 12:30, and I looked up, and we had over 700 real-time viewers, and it's like, man, everybody's pissed off. Like everybody, it's 12:30, and it's like I don't care. I gotta get my comment in. Hey, thanks to Justin for the super chat. If we have a rolling amount of comment, there were so many. It looked like a stock market ticker tape last Saturday. There were so many. I couldn't read. There's no way we could have gotten to all of them. But if you want your comment read, we do have a super chat option you can pay. I know that sounds crazy to some people. But some people get so mad they go, he gonna read this. I am moving this to the top of the list. You skipping all this other stuff. If you want to do that, you got the super chat option. We'll read it. That'll guarantee that your comment gets read. I'm sure there's going to be more drama tonight, whether it be a win, whether it be a loss, whether it be a resignation, whether it be a firing, whatever it is. We're going to have it for you at some point in time after the game when we leave the post-game press conference. So, Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine, thank you so much. Love you guys, the best in the business, and we appreciate you sponsoring the show. All right, Tennessee, Alabama, Randy, real quick. Alabama's an 8.5-point favorite. Can Tennessee roll into Tuscaloosa and get a win?
No, yeah, I definitely think so. I don't think this is an Alabama program that is way better than anybody right now. Do I think that they're a top 10 team? Absolutely. I think that Ty Simpson has proven that he's one of the top quarterbacks, and if he keeps playing the way that he is, he's going to be a first-round pick, maybe a top 10 pick coming into next year's NFL draft. And so from a development standpoint, tip your hat to this staff for Alabama. But I think the day and age where Alabama and Georgia beats everybody by 30, I think those days are long gone.
I think they're gone, man.
I do too, and I think that the reason for that, yes, Nick Saban and his staff, they were great coaches, but more importantly, transfer portal and NIL have made it a little more parity in the SEC, and I think that'll show and continue to show because Tennessee's got a good squad. I think Alabama wins the football game. If you were to hold me down and ask me who do I think wins, I would pick Alabama to win it. But it's a much better Tennessee team than what we've seen.
And this rivalry's been a lot better the last 4 years.
Oh yeah, I think because that parity has really shown itself the last few years.
Right. All right. Got about 45 seconds left here for TV. Again, want to thank
How do you see it playing, Brett, tonight? You really
17-14 Auburn with a defensive touchdown.
Good gosh, have mercy.
That's how it's going to play out.
17-14 with the defense touchdowns, the way that we win the football game.
I think that's how we win it. We did it one time down there with Missouri already. They literally had one. I've never seen a team say, I don't want to win this game like they did that year. It's crazy.
And I think that's one of our four.
Yeah,
that we've won at home over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and they ested that one away. I'll just leave it at that. So, all right, that's going to wrap us up for the Saturday Sports Countdown. We'll stay up for about a minute here for everybody that is still logged on social media, but we appreciate it so much. We'll see you next week for another edition of Saturday Sports Countdown.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision-making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Summertime is a special time. Time on the water, time away from work, and more time with family and friends. Make sure your heart is ready for the season with an appointment at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
Ivy Creek Healthcare is excited to showcase their newest clinic, Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin, located conveniently near the main entrance to Stillwater's on Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin is an urgent care with walk-ins welcome. Whether you need lab work, x-rays, or immediate care, find comfort here at Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin. Ivy Creek, here when you need us most. 256-827-5379.